My records, the most is 7.
这个练这个字啊，最少有几十年了。
The most important thing about Hack Kopitiam is about connections, like how we bridge connections between the seniors, how we empower them, looking for their strengths so that we can build activities around those gifts that they already have.
And it's also about connecting elders within a community, because we realize many times we go to the coffee shop, we talk to different elders. Even though they may have been living there for 10, 15, 20 years, they may not know each other. So every time we have a session, we try to, once we identify there's something in common or there's something that can connect to people, just make sure that they come together and they get to know each other. So next time, even if we're not around, they come across or they are sitting in different tables, they can say hi and there's something in common for them to interact.
Okay. My records, the most is 7.
You got this. Today 8.
Oh my dear. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, this one? This one is you're doing so good.
Most of the senior different, each person different. They like to sleep. I never. When I 6 o'clock, 6:30 I get up from my room. I never lie down until tonight I go in to my room. If I'm free, I walk to the seaside. Or when we are young, we always go to the seaside and then pick the stone. Where got thing to play? Then play there lah. And then sometimes they might ask if you know how to do lah. Hello.
Sometimes they can be very competitive. They will like, I can stack like 11, and I also try my best to also stack until 11, and then we will share with them the record. Like, then they will be like, I will try my best to stack until like 12. Some of them are around this neighborhood where we don't really know them. So when they come and join us our activities, we're like, hey, how are you? And then we'll start to talk to them, and then to get to know them.
It started out as a very meditative exercise that we thought could just get the senior to focus. But it was very important that we design a way that gave it intention. First, we needed to create a felt base to cushion the sound of stones dropping. And then we create these little circular plates that we call the stone plate to define where is the boundary. And then we had to find and source very interesting stones. They are real river stones, so they have different texture. So there's a certain tactility to this very sensorial activity. And we kind of have to place it in a very intentional way so that you see that you start the exercise with these 7 different types of stones and you have to find a way to stack them up. And I think what has been really beautiful to observe is how focused the elder can be, despite how chaotic the coffee shop around him or her is. When we co-created this activity with the AAC staff, they found stone stacking to be an exercise that can be a sort of hidden form of rehab, because you have to learn to bring back dexterity in your hands. It also trains eye coordination, but in a very gamified, very meditative way, but still provides enough challenge for you to want to keep going on with it.
The first activity, and probably the most important for Hack Kopitiam, is the life stories. At the beginning, it's just going there, meeting someone and doing, hey, can we do a sketch of you? So we have our staff or our volunteers doing a sketch, and as we sketch, one thing that happens is that they're not guarded, so naturally they'll start sharing their life with us. They share so many things, and we get to know in a very short time uncles and aunties very well. If an uncle shares about being in a rock band, then the sketch will have him playing in a band. So it's capturing that positive moment in time that they share with us. So then when we give to them, they will put it on their fridge or living room, and every time they walk by, they remember that positive version of themselves.
We realized that a lot of the seniors have some kind of calligraphy background because they used to have to write it when they're in school. That was like the main form of writing, or at least a form of practice. So naturally, that was an activity that brought out a lot of interest. But the thing is, many of them don't do it anymore, maybe because calligraphy requires some amount of effort to set things up at home, right? So what we wanted was to bring these elements of calligraphy into the coffee shop space, which is not usually a place that you would associate with, a certain elegance or refinement, right? So bring in the felt pad, bring in the various elements like the brush stand or a vase with flowers. All this make it look very professional.
Yeah, it's about
detailed.
making the seniors feel like masters of calligraphy when they're doing it.
It's a very good initiative for a very simple reason that Singapore is always bound by space constraints. With the extension of AAC activities into the coffee shops, we are able to allow people to age without being very intrusive. And that is very, very important because successful aging is not about a person going to do an aging program. It's about having an aging program embedded in that person's life. So that is truly the value of Hack Kopitiam. It is to keep things fresh, it is to be premise neutral, and it is to attract a brand new crowd.
It is very different from the kind of volunteering work that I had done before. The main essence, right, is to discover interest amongst the community, which is most effective than us trying to implement things. It's not really, oh, let's do something that we think is good for them. 你满意这个姿势吗？
这个姿势。
The reason I want to join this project because it's meaningful. It's taking care about the seniors in our society. I think it's the heart behind the whole team to design this project.
我们先热身啊，要放一点水啊。One of the things I like about Hack Kopitiam is not just that they bring activities to where seniors are, but they really engage seniors and understand what makes them happy, and then to organize supplementary activities around their interests.
We usually do Hack Kopitiam in various cycles of activations within the coffee shop or within a community node. But how can we leave a legacy behind, right? For example, on a wall mural, placemaking within a green space. So all of that involves another stakeholder, which is the town council, which is the MP. So in the case of Ang Mo Kio, we've been talking to Henry, who has been very supportive as to how we can translate some of the stories of the seniors, for example, the ping pong uncles, onto a wall mural that is next to the ping pong table.
Yeah, and they also offer us to work on a green space that is next to the coffee shop to redesign, redo the landscape in a way that is more engaging for seniors to make use of it, because now it's just a green patch without much function.
And all these sort of urban placemaking are critical components of the project. So the legacy of the mural stays. If we intervene with the green space, that stays.
I've played table tennis a few times with two of the local village chiefs. One is 89 years old and the other one is 91 years old, and they are really, really formidable players. They are my role model. I hope that by the time I'm their age, I can play table tennis as well as they do.
天天健康，天天打乒乓啊！
Mr. Fu, where you want to go?
Go about hawker center around this area. I teach you to walk.
Okay, you teach
Have
me.
a look.
Can.
Very nice. They do very nice ordering.
Then you help them organize lah.
Organize. See the bad one you must take out. All the things. 3 packets, big one. 3 packets for $10. You can mix together.
Oh, you can mix and match.
Yeah, you can mix together.
Oh, okay.
Last time no MRT. I take 197.
So you like to go Bedok, right? Then you
Yeah,
take.
they go next the other. You go from MRT to Bedok, and you go to the other. Look around this area. Very nice. Got some of flower. Last time it's small. Now it's growing.
So you did all of this
Yeah,
together with your friend?
Good life.
Good life.
and play some game around this area.
Hang out with friends, huh?
Yeah. This one for lunch, afternoon, 12 o'clock. Coffee, afternoon, play, biscuit, or tea. These are all good life, what?
Yeah.
These are good life. Okay.
If you look at active aging centres, there are basically 3 archetypes of seniors. There will be this first group of seniors who are very on one, they are very active. You organise whatever activities, they will be happy to join us. There will be a group of seniors, the second archetype, that no matter what kind of activities, they will think that, no, I won't come to an active aging centre, I am better off elsewhere. And then the third group will be a group of seniors who are more frail. They may have challenges coming to an active aging centre. So we are targeting at the second group.
什么事我帮不到你吗？
哈？你还好吗？
好。
I think this project does not limit to just the outreach to the new clients or new seniors, but I think a lot of time they also bring back seniors who have stopped coming to our centres. And when Lien Foundation share with us, like, wow, bingo, this is exactly what we are looking out for. I think all AACs should really consider Hack Kopitiam because this is a fantastic program. There's no way that all the assigned population will come to a small active aging centre.
我就知道嘛，所以我今天
你看哈，你 off 嘛 ，off day 他下来 join 我们一下，他在吃东西。
OK， 那拜拜。The shop is run by Auntie Mei. She's a cancer survivor. She's very bubbly, full of life. She used to have her chemos on Tuesdays. So if she closes her shop, people get worried. So now she opens her shop every day to stop people from getting worried.
我就送给那些护士啦，感恩他咯。哦，这个就送给那个医生咯。哇！
Which is usually when you all start doing, which is the part that needs most support? Is it all these tiny things?
It's mostly the sewing of the bottom. The head should be here. Then this is the bottom.
The socially engaged art students or design students, their skills go beyond the verbal, right? So they are able to use their visual skills. If it's a theatre students, they might be able to be more performative in the way they engage with the seniors, and all that makes it a lot more creative. So that it's not just a verbal dialogue, but there's actually many other things that is supporting the intergenerational conversation. And then it turned out to be really one of the key essence of what makes this project a success.
It's a very real experience for the students to also see the application of their design and art skills in the real world. So I think it adds a lot of value. They could see their art skills beyond just being a nice painting or drawing, but really hearing the seniors' narratives really opens up their mind in how they could use their art and design skills in this sector. The arts involve 5 senses. I think that really helps the seniors to really exercise their cognitive, their motor skills, as well as their social interaction, because some of the activities may require them to work together with another senior. So I think that helps in connecting people.
When I know about Hack Kopitiam, about Kopitiam and elders, I was thinking that, maybe I'm just coming here to hang out with the elders and then maybe spend time with them and then get to know more about them.
Actually, you get to interact with each and every one of them and learn about their past and what they're doing now and whatever is interesting about them, basically. Yeah, it makes me realize that everyone is so different and the community is actually so vibrant with all of them together. Throughout this project, you really get to learn that they're just really fun people as well, and the age barrier shouldn't be a thing that's stopping you from approaching elderly and talking to them. And this also helped me talk to my grandparents more in a sense.
新年快乐！我们要大的嘞，我不要小的。新年快乐，送给你们。新年快乐，恭喜发财，新年快乐。对，小美人有小美人的好，大美人有大美人的好。
I feel like
through this Hack Kopitiam, my perspective towards community engagement or community participation changed a lot. We always think that it's more of us helping these people in need or minority, but it's more about letting the people in the community know their value and then strength, and then maybe the community will be better in a sense.
每一天早上都来这边啦。
啊，每天在这边做40多年了。
哎呦，
差不多50年了。
哇塞
！1976。
他做这边比我出生的时间还要长。
One time I took a taxi. The driver had the envelope with the Hack Kopitiam logo, which is a yellow. It's very easy to recognize. So as he started driving, I asked him, Uncle, what is that envelope? What's there? Then he opened, halfway driving, he took the sketch. He started like showing me the sketch, how proud he was. And it was interesting because it was one of those sketches where it's not just his face, but it was full of things. He had a very vivid life with a lot of stories within his lifetime, and all of them were in that sketch. He was super proud, and well, he left it on the dash for something.
Yeah, to share with other people that he picked up. That's so nice. What I like most about the project is that we are breaking the stigma that if an uncle is sitting at the coffee shop the whole day, he's not being very useful, you know? Because the moment you start talking to them and they tell you their life stories, and you realize that there's a lot of hidden sort of tigers, right? Or dragons in this coffee shop that have all this talent that we don't know about. It never ceases to amaze me at what we can find in the coffee shop.
While we are ramping up on active aging centres, there's a lot of natural gathering points where seniors already gather today, where we can bring activities that matter to them into where they really are comfortable. And Hack Kopitiam is an outstanding example of such an initiative.
I think the coffee shop is an essential stop in most people, and that person might not want to join the activities in the community, but the coffee shop is a place where you can actually check in on him and actually be aware of his health status at times.
When we started the project, one of the main concerns everyone had was, is the coffee shop going to allow us to take a few tables and use them for the activities that we're doing? It was really rewarding to see how motivated they were and how they understood the value of what we were doing. At least it was similar with students. It's really gratifying to see many students willing to do it and putting their passion and their heart on it.
I think what's unique about Hack Kopitiam, and also in the kind of work that we've been doing lately, is the design of ecosystems of care, right? So you're not looking at just one client or one stakeholder. How can you design an ecosystem of care that has continuity? So you need to find partners that are there for the long run. It could be a coffee shop that's been there for 20 years. It could be an AAC that is based there that knows the community very well. It could be a university of arts that has many different cohorts of students that are very interested in learning about socially engaged arts practices or design practices. We're looking at an AAC beyond walls, right? And I think that's what Lien Foundation has always been about. It's about this sort of radical way of transforming the social care landscape to break sort of a preconceived notion of what are the roles and what are the boundaries, and to break those literal boundaries into other areas that involve stakeholders that are usually not associated with the social care ecosystem, and sort of creating new roles from there.
All that learnings that we're having along the way is compiled in a playbook that's printed, and we'll distribute it to as many SSAs as are interested. So that is that we make it as easy as possible for the social service agencies to bring these activities within their neighborhood. We will be there to support, to do some training and to share the learnings. And if they need more support, we can also engage and bring some of our volunteer students to other projects.
Finding these different partners that have their own interests, but somehow coming together and weaving that into a common vision ensures the continuity of this project.